I'm not the first person to bring this guy up, but I was just listening to Donny Benet, checking out one of his new videos that he just put out a few days ago. He's got some of the dirtiest, deepest funk that I've heard out of anybody. What I love about his songs, it doesn't matter if it's instrumental or not. Towards the end of his songs, he always has these outros, these bass outros, these arrangements of notes that are just far beyond my reach. Like, I really have to work. Like, I never think to do a fill like this. That's dirty. That is straight up total funk. And he's got the jazz. And that's the thing that I've always kind of struggled with. I've listened to it and stuff, but I get lost. When he goes into those bass outros, these dirty bass lines, and you're just like, what? He loses you. Like it's like you're chasing after him and you go off into the woods and you're in pitch black dark and he knows exactly where to go and you're just getting clipped by branches and the whole nine trying to keep up with him. I'm talking about Mr. Tuxedo, by the way, if I didn't say that from the top of the video. Right at 9 minutes and 50 seconds or so, maybe 9 minutes and 52 seconds, he just goes into this. And he goes further than that. Like, I had to really listen to that 30 plus second outro a good 5 minutes. I mean, I had to really listen to it. Watching his hands was the part that really started to throw me off. Once again, it was my ear that helped me. You know, it's just kind of like in those kung fu films or whatever, blood sport, whatever it may be, but the moment where dude loses control, where he can't see and he blindfolds himself and he gets through it, that's kind of one of those moments. I had to listen. And when you hear these people doing this stuff, and I don't know exactly where he's getting these ideas or he gets these bass lines. I'm coming in post-edit to insert this because as I was rambling on and talking about where Donny was getting some of his licks, I'm gonna play this song, the bass line, to a song called Forbidden Lover by Chic. So Bernard Edwards. This guy's Donny's main influence. He does a ton of fills throughout that song. And one of the fills is... Now, I know that's sloppy there, and there's two ways you can do it. You can either go... Okay, you can do the fill that way, or you can go... I've actually watched live videos of him playing live. Well, he does it both ways. The first time I watched him play it live, he played it like... So he slid up. So index finger, and then slides it up. That way he keeps the technique and keeps the form correct. So let me do it one more time, because he keeps it basic. As the song progresses, Bernard starts adding more and more stuff on there. So anyway. Enough. My point is those bass fills are very much like Chic. I think it's very important if you really want to take your bass playing as far as it can possibly go. I think you do need to have some kind of concept or some sort of idea of how to make your way around jazz, because I just feel like some of the greatest songs that I've ever heard have elements of jazz in them, or the musicians who create those songs are heavily influenced by jazz. When you hear licks like, I mean, when I hear stuff like that, I'm gonna just do it one more time. Now, of course, that's kind of disco, right? But he kind of goes into this funk jazz territory. So And when he does that, but when you're watching his hands, by the way, I'm going to go back to his hands for a minute. That started to confuse me more because you see the left, his fretting hand is doing what it's doing. And then I said, okay, I'm not going to look at his fretting hand anymore. I'm just going to look at his attack hand, his plucking hand. And you watch his hand and it's just like barely moving. And he's just, and that's another thing that's really important with bass playing is being able to get those sweeps in there, you know? I mean, like the right way. I'm not talking about those types of sweeps, but just when you know how to bring your plucking hand back and get notes along the way. It's kind of like an economy type of thing. I've just noticed that through certain bass players over the years. I'm like, man, that guy has some jazz education. You know, of course, the funk education is important, is just as important in my opinion. But yeah, you can get that funk and you can do these, you know, you can do things that are like, that chromatic stuff. I've always been a huge chromatic guy. I'm forgetting my own stuff. Let me go back to Donny Benet. Because really, that is easy. It's easy, but it's the feel that he has, you know? Just the ghost notes and everything that he's hitting. Oh my God, dude. I just love what he does. He brings a lot of different stuff to the table, and he doesn't need any promotion from me. He's got his own thing going. He's got his following. He's doing really well. He kind of has the type of career that honestly most musicians should aspire to have. That's the kind of career that I'd like to have, where you call your own shots, you write your own songs, you do things your way, you tour when you want to tour, you play the way you want to play, you sing what you want to sing. This is why I am so into this guy. And also just that he just doesn't give a you know what, you know? But he's got it. He's got so much charisma, and it comes through not only with his personality, but it comes through his playing. And yeah, I just wanted to say that today because I've been sort of in a rut, you know, and I know I talk about this a lot in my videos, I always talk about this, that, and the other. And I know sometimes you just got to get to it and you just got to say things. And, you know, there's some guys out there, they post videos every single day. And I'm not one of those guys. And I've said that before, but I think that that is a detriment because the more, especially someone like me who has a lot of things, a lot of thoughts going through my head, it would do me so much better, and probably you guys, if I were to be a little bit more vocal, even mistakes and all, but just to be more open with you guys and tell you what's going on. I've been in such a weird place lately. I've been playing a lot of guitar. I generally play bass every day. But one day I had a crazy day, it was super busy, and I didn't get to pick up the bass at all. And I felt bad about it. The day was coming to an end, and I grabbed the guitar off the wall, and I started playing guitar, and I'm like, wow, I should play guitar more. And I get inspired when I hear the guys who really inspire me to pick up the guitar are people who are they just do things a bit differently. But at the same time, they're playing, I can grasp it. Like I can decipher their songs. Andy Partridge, Dave Gregory, like the stuff that they do on guitar with XTC is amazing. And it's inspiring to me. Rush is all the talk right now, all the rate. People are always talking about Rush, but Alex Lifeson, you know, his playing, it speaks to me. And Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult, he really speaks to me. And I just love playing along with some Blue Oyster Cult stuff and just figuring it out. But anyway, those guys kind of inspire me to play guitar every now and then. So I kind of got on this guitar kick for a little while, and I didn't play bass for, you know, probably a couple weeks. I just kept playing guitar. I just couldn't stop. I just kept picking it up and fiddling with it and warming up and working on some chords and just working on some riffs and recording some ideas. And I just kept getting into it. And I said, no. And all of a sudden I was like, I got to get back into the bass. And then I start fiddling with the bass again. And then I get on the computer and I see Donny Benet And I'm just like, man, it just snapped me out of it. And I'm not to say anything negative about the guitar, but just seeing the way he plays bass, and he plays it so effortlessly that it really put its hooks in me. And it just, I don't know, man. Some people just have it, and that guy has it. And that's really mainly all I wanted to say right now. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you guys haven't checked out Donny Benet before, I suggest you check him out. You know, don't copy him, just learn from him. He's got some really cool licks. I hope to have another video out to you very, very soon.